Welcome to Rajbihani Astrology. Here you will learn practical astrology. Today we will look at the chart of Olivier Dassault, who was a French politician, and who died in a helicopter crash on March 7, 2021. You can look at his biography and birth details on astro.com by searching his name in the search box at astro.com. Here is the screenshot of his profile on astro.com. Here, in this video, I will explain what caused his death as per Vedic astrology. The major reason he died in a helicopter crash was because of the fact that his moon and Mercury, placed in Bharani Nakshatra, were facing Saturn's 8th Lada in transit. Saturn's 8th Lada in transit is often considered deadlier, which I will explain shortly. If you don't know anything about Lada, that also I will explain it shortly in this video. First of all, you should look carefully at his Vedic birth chart. Here is the screenshot of his birth chart. As you can see, he was a Libra ascendant with the ascendant Lord Venus placed in the 10th house in the sign of Cancer. Usually, people die in an accident when somehow the ascendant or the ascendant Lord gets afflicted in the chart, and it doesn't matter which house the ascendant Lord is placed. This is because the ascendant or the ascendant Lord represents the physical self. His ascendant and ascendant Lord both are afflicted in the chart. His ascendant is in Chitra Nakshatra, and Chitra Nakshatra is Mrityu Nakshatra for him. When any planet is placed in the Mrityu Nakshatra, it gives trouble or death, and if the ascendant Lord or ascendant is placed in Mrityu Nakshatra, it gives trouble to the physical self, as the ascendant or ascendant Lord represents the physical self. You can look at this screenshot, and as you can see, Chitra Nakshatra is the Mrityu Nakshatra for him. Mrityu is a Sanskrit word that means death. You can always look at your Mrityu Nakshatra in the free Jagannath Aura astrology software, and the screenshot I mentioned for Mrityu Nakshatra was also taken from this software. So, the ascendant falling in a Mrityu Nakshatra was one of the reasons for his death in an accident, helicopter crash, and also he was running his Venus, ascendant Lord, period when he died. When he died on March 7, 2021, he was running Jupiter Mahadasha, Venus Antardesa, Rahu Pratyantardesa, and finally Saturn period the day he died. See the screenshot of his dasas. Now it is also important to look at the Kalachakra chart with reference to Rahu, as he was running Rahu period, under the Venus period, when he died. By default, the Kalachakra chart is shown in the software, Jagannath Aura, with reference as Sun, but you can also change it to Rahu by selecting a base planet and division option after making a right-click on the Kalachakra chart. Indra power in the Kalachakra chart is considered as the reference point. Here is the screenshot of his Kalachakra chart with reference as Rahu, and as you can see in this Kalachakra chart, with reference as Rahu, the ascendant Lord Venus falls under Yama, death, and Yama, death, is the highly malefic and destructive category of Kalachakra chart, and this was another reason for his death in a helicopter crash, as his ascendant Lord was afflicted. When Venus, the ascendant Lord, falls under Yama, death, in Kalachakra chart with reference to Rahu, it simply means under the Rahu period, when the Venus period will run, it will be troublesome for his physical self, as Venus is his ascendant Lord, and also he died when he was running Rahu period under Venus period. Saturn is always involved in dasa when someone dies or meets with an accident, as Saturn is the natural significator of the 8th house of death. Also, Saturn represents the vehicles, whether it is a car or bike, or even a helicopter, as Saturn represents all things made of iron and steel. That is the reason he met with an accident when he was running the Saturn period under the Rahu period. Also, Saturn is his 4th lord, and in his chart, 4th lord is placed in the 12th house. The 12th house is 9th from the 4th house, and anything 9th is a long-distance journey, and the 4th lord also represents the vehicles. Now, when the 4th lord is placed in the 12th house, it means a long-distance journey in some vehicle, and it could even be a helicopter. Since Jupiter, default ruler of the 12th house, is in Pisces, it is more of a vehicle that flies in the air, as the sign of Pisces represents the ether or Akash. Now, coming to transit, Ketu was transiting through Jyestha Nakshatra when he died, and you can look in the software. Ketu is his Mrityu Sahama. It is very important to look at Sahamas, and you can also look at Sahamas in the free Jagannath Aura software. Here is the screenshot showing his Mrityu Sahama, and as you can see the software is showing Jyestha as his Mrityu Sahama. So, Ketu transiting his Mrityu Sahama proved to be deadlier for him. But the major reason he met with a helicopter accident was because of the fact that Saturn was giving Lada to his natal Moon and Mercury in transit. Moon and Mercury are placed in Bharani Nakshatra, and so Bharani Nakshatra was also receiving Saturn's 8th Lada in transit. If you don't know anything about Lada, then you can look at the screenshot. In the screenshot, as you can see, Saturn's Lada is 8th forward in the clockwise direction, and we look at Lada in Sarvadobhadra Chakra. Lada is a planetary kick from one planet to another while in transit, and Lada is always malefic. You can look at the Sarvadobhadra Chakra in the free Jagannath Aura software. Here is the screenshot of Sarvadobhadra Chakra for Olivier Dassault. Saturn was transiting Shravana Nakshatra when he died, and now count 8 from Shravana Nakshatra, and that way Saturn's Lada will fall on the natal Moon and Mercury in Olivier Dassault's chart. Saturn's 8th Lada is highly malefic, as Saturn is the natural significator of the 8th house of turbulence and death. Mercury is his 12th lord and 9th lord, and so Saturn's Lada on Mercury in transit means some kind of trouble or obstacle in a long-distance journey, as Mercury rules his 9th house of long-distance journeys and 12th house of foreign countries. So, this Lada on Mercury was the major reason for the helicopter crash. But this accident resulted in his death because both Moon and Mercury are placed in the sign of Mars, Aries, and Mars is Mrityu for him in Amsa rulers. In this screenshot, you can look at his Amsa rulers, and as you can see, Mars is a Mrityu planet for him, and Mrityu is a Sanskrit word that means death. So, this is it in this video. Please like, and also subscribe to the channel for more such useful videos on Vedic astrology.